Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Den of Thieves 2. Pantera? I don't think I'm saying that right, but Den of Thieves 2. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons, so let's get to it. Pros. Okay, so Den of Thieves 1, we might as well talk about that. That came out in January of 2018. Yeah, long ass time ago. A very different world back then. But yeah, this came out in January. It starred, Gerard Butler, you got O'Shea Jackson Jr. and 50 Cent. You just look at it and you're just like, oh, it's just another January action flick, whatever. But the movie didn't do too bad box office wise. I mean, let's see, it opened with like 15 million, maybe 45 million if you round it. 45 million domestically, 80 million worldwide. Budget of 30 million. It's just a fine result. Nothing spectacular, just fine. Just a solid result for a January movie. And then out of the blue, like a few years ago, they were announcing, "Oh, we're gonna make a sequel," and I'm just like, "Okay, but why?" Like, I mean, it's not like Den of Thieves became like this massive thing, like say a la John Wick, where it grew like this massive following, which resulted in it getting sequels. That didn't really happen for Den of Thieves, but apparently, I did a bit of research. Apparently, it did find a decent enough audience when it was on Netflix, but still, I was just like, kind of a weird choice, especially weird to release it like 7 years after the first movie. Like, I know we had plenty of sequels last year, but the gap between sequels was kind of extreme. Like, say, Inside Out 2 was a 9 year gap, Moana 2, 8 year gap, Deadpool Wolverine, 6 years, Beetlejuice, like 28, 30. I'm doing my math. Yeah, 38 years. So, yeah. Sometimes the gaps between sequels, like, they don't matter that much, but that's usually for like big movies, like big blockbuster movies. Den of Thieves was never that. It was mid tier. So, yeah, but the first Den of Thieves was a modest hit, so I guess I'll label that as a pro. Another pro, are two leads here. We got Gerard Butler. He's been in quite a lot of movies. I've talked about quite a few of them on this channel. Forgot he was in the first Tomb Raider, no, the second Tomb Raider movie. He was also in Fan of the Opera, if that means anything. But 300, that was his breakout movie as King Leonidas. This is Sparta, and then kicked to the pit of death. All that shit. It was like a big meme back in 2007. But yeah, 300. That was like the biggest moment of his career. Then after that, he made some. He was kind of like all over the place, like some rom com movies, some action movies. Going from like P.S. I Love You, The Ugly Truth, Gamer. Gamer was a weird movie. Law Abiding Citizen was a nice hit. I heard I was getting a sequel recently, which is even stranger than Den of Thieves because the gap between sequels is even wider, much wider. So I don't know. I just find it weird. There's Bounty Hunter. I'm not gonna count How to Train Your Dragon because that's an animated role, a role he is gonna reprise in live action, which is very strange. It's very unusual. But he also has the Fallen movies. Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, Angels fallen, which were all hits. They all made a nice amount of money for him. And then Plane did okay-ish, 2 years ago. And he's had some duds though. Geostorm, that movie was doomed for a long time before it released, and yeah, no one cared about it. Gods of Egypt, that's a infamous flop. the movie that was got shat on for whitewashing and just not being very good. So yeah, his track record isn't perfect, but he has. I'd say he's probably one of the main reasons people are even gonna pay attention to this movie, like him and O'Shea Jackson Jr. So let's talk about him. So I don't know if I'm saying his name right. O'Shea Jackson Jr. He's Ice Cube's kid. He's Ice Cube's son, who portrayed his dad in Straight Outta Compton, which makes all the sense in the world. And obviously, Straight Outta Compton was a massive hit back in 2015. So it was in the first Den of Thieves. He was in Godzilla, King of the Monster. I didn't watch that movie, but that movie, it didn't do great financially. I mean, Godzilla X Kong and Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla X Kong, New Empire, those did way better. It's Just Mercy's Cocaine Bear. I remember him being in that. Cocaine Bear was a decent little hit. But he doesn't have a whole lot of movies under his belt. But I guess, him being Ice Cube's kid, I mean, like that kind of helps him out just a bit. And I gotta say, I mean, like, I know he's Ice Cube's son, so obviously should look a little like him. But he looks so much like his dad, it is uncanny. Like, it's kind of crazy looking at him. Like, makes you think this is just Ice Cube from like 20 years ago. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, our two leads, they are very recognizable, so I'll label them as pros. Another pro is Thursday previews aren't bad. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything crazy, but 1.35 million. I mean, that's not a terrible result. I mean, for comparison's sake, let's look at quite a few comparisons. Let's see, Beekeeper last year. It came out technically the same weekend, but last year was a holiday, so it's not quite the same. Plane, find, damn it. Okay, it's easy to look up that, but I can't look up plane. I guess that's just too vague. Okay, there we go. Plane 2023. So let's look at these, because all of them literally came out around the same time. So Plane 2023 starred Gerard Butler. That a Thursday preview is 625K, and that opened with 10 million. So that's one comparison. Then Beekeeper, which starred Jason Statham, came out last year. That had a Thursday preview of 2.4 million and opened with 16 million. So, and I might as well throw in the first Den of Thieves. Well, I'll check if the preview number was there. I kind of glossed over it. Let's see. Is it there? It is there. Okay. 950K. So 1.35 is quite a bit bigger than 950K. So, yeah. So the range is between 10 to 16 million. So it's in a decent enough company. So I'd say it's Thursday previews, for what it is, they're satisfactory. So I will label that as a pro. And another pro is that reviews for this movie they're okay. You kind of say that for just general consensus across the board. Like, reviews are 60% critic score, 80% audience score. This movie does have a cinema score because it's actually opening in 3,000 theaters. B plus. All of these are just fine. Not great, but fine. Just okay. Aggressively okay. So I guess I'll label that as a pro. Let's see. I think that's it with pros. Okay, cons. Obviously, LA wildfires and winter weather across across the country. Those two things are gonna have a negative impact on the box office. So that's an obvious con right there. Another con I think of. Well, I already mentioned the 7 year gap. Like, would that have like a negative impact? But I don't know. I guess. Well, I guess we could talk about Lionsgate. Let's talk about Lionsgate because man, they had a horrific 2024. It was so bad. It's hard to put it into words because damn near everything they released was a bomb. And it wasn't just like, oh, a bomb here, a bomb there. No, it was rapid fire. Well, they're releasing movies like every week, and all of them were tanking. It was crazy. It was pure madness. I mean, last year their biggest movie only made like $40 million. 40 mil. Like, come on. Then 35, then 28, and then it's just nothing but negativity after that. So yeah, 2024 was no good to say the least. So now 2025 could be their chance to bounce back from that. But so that's a whole lot of negativity. You're gonna have to that's a rather deep hole you got to climb out of. So Lionsgate and how horrible their 2024 was, I'm gonna label them as a con, unless they can get and that will remain a con until they get some serious wins at the box office. And looking at the 2025 slate, they might get those wins because Den of Thieves 2 from early numbers saying it might do all right. You got the Ballerina John Wick spinoff. That should make more money in opening weekend than literally any movie they made last year made total. And then the Michael Jackson biopic later that year, that should realistically be a mega hit. Well, the jury's still out on that one. But yeah, it looks like the 2025 will be infinitely better than the 2024. But yeah, just the year they had last year, that's a con. And I think that's it. So opening weekend, apparently this is projected to hit between, I think, like 15 million roughly. It will be number one this weekend. I'm looking at the article, something that hasn't happened since 2023. Hunger Games, Songbirds and Snakes. So I can, good for them, I guess. So it's looking at 14 million plus. I'm gonna say between 14 to 16 million. Yeah. 14 to 16 million, I think is fine. It'll probably be around the same level as the first movie. And it's total. Well, next week is a holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, so that should help its second weekend out a bit. It'll probably make about the same. So I'm gonna say like 40 to 45 million total, and that's it. So we got one more movie to talk about because I just don't feel like talking about Game Changer. I'll talk about The Last Showgirl, and then we're done for the weekend. So, yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. I got playlists on the homepage, all previous prediction videos I made this year, the past few years. You want to watch any of them? Oh, wait. I've only made like one for 2025. Soon enough, that playlist will become more full. But if you want to watch all my 2024 prediction videos, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't think I talked about Den of Thieves 2 ever. At least not as a main subject in a video. But if you want to watch any of my canceled episodes, you want to binge watch them, go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. December recap, that I will be planning on doing that technically today. So that's the plan. And then like a week or two afterwards, I'll do my 2-part 2024 recap, winners and losers, and then January recap. I guess that'll be, I don't know, I guess before Valentine's Day. I guess. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, yeah, probably mid February, let's just say that. So stay tuned for all those videos. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.